Mercy me. Hello, 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 everybody. Thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. Sissy Joanne Stevens, I see you were here bright and early. And Maria Graham. Thank you all. Appreciate you. And I'm just busy trying not to touch stuff. So I was taking a light duty day today. And excuse me, Hershey, come. So he wants to act up. Come here. Come here. He got a haircut yesterday and he feels some kind of way. He doesn't like haircuts. He's never seen a Shih Tzu with short hair before. Why? Because his parents were show dogs. And I don't know if you saw the dog that won the Westminster Dog Show this year. It was a Shih Tzu, and the hair goes all the way down to the floor for that breed of show dog. So come, Hershey. So thank you, Maria Graham. You recognize I was trying to celebrate happy first day of spring. It's actually, this jacket belongs to some kind of set, but the pants are like whatever this fabric is, maybe silk, and the pants are purple silk, and I didn't feel like all that. I just wanted to put on some black leggings and a black shirt because I have some other spring flowers to show you today. Just 1 minute, you guys. Come, Hershey. Come on up. Come on. Auntie Joanna's here. You want to go for a walk? Come on. Uh-oh, I told him, Auntie Joanne, go for a walk. He ran over here. Oh, he jumped up. So I'd like to thank everyone. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, Mr. Hershey is blind. He is 12 years old, almost 13. Juanita Campbell, thank you for coming and welcome, 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 welcome. Dolores, I appreciate your assistance earlier. And okay, so those of you in the bushes, thank you. I appreciate you. And Hershey's too heavy. He's not heavy. He's 9. He's actually 10 pounds now, but he's on my lap. And I have rotator cuff shoulder issues, so I can't hold him up, hold him up, hold him up. And he wants to go to the door and bark because he hears something. His face is soaking wet. Why? Because he sticks his whole face. He just feels for the bowl because he is blind and sticks his whole face down in it, and it's always wet and caked up with food. And Maria Graham saying, hi, Juanita. Hello, Dolores. I think Dolores is in the back somewhere. She's probably watching at any rate in the bushes. I do know that she had appointments today very early and a long day. So I expect her and hope that she gets some rest. I would like to thank those of you who are here for the replay. And please give a thumbs up. Leave a little message. Let us know that you were here. If you're not a subscriber and you like the content, turn the bell on so that you'll be notified whenever we go live. Mr. Hershey, he's sniffing my shirt. I put some patchouli on. He's the worst dog. He's just, as soon as I put him down, he's going to go over there and start listening to people at the door. Mail comes in this time of day every day, and there are people down in the lobby. I live on the second floor, so he can hear them, and he's letting them know, don't come near his mommy. I would like to thank the moderators. Those of you who are moderators, your name is in blue. If you came in from YouTube, if you came in from Facebook, it doesn't show up, I found out. And those of you in the green are Friends and Family Club members. And if you'd like to help the channel, become members of the channel, it's $1.99. We do have a VIP membership with different perks, and it is $6.99 a month. We do have I do have two VIP members. I'd like to thank you. And those are Bouquet Prepper and Triple Threat Firearms. Okay. So let me see if I can pull up. So many things have been going on this spring. Hold on just a second. I have some funny things, some interesting things to show you and tell you. Okay, garden quilt and art show. Where are you? Okay. So I'm trying to catch up with the chat. Garden charm squares. Okay, that would be here and tonight. So, okay. I see 10 of you in here. Unbiased LLC. Talked to you earlier. And for those of you who don't know, Unbiased LLC is a little under the weather. And Mike's Chaotic Gardening, thank you for watching the ads because I almost have enough money to pay my restream this month. I just got a PIA. Talked to her earlier. She is driving. And I sent some postage out yesterday. I tried to use this channel, whatever proceeds come in, for sending things out to subscribers, members, people who win gifts. Hey, Mike, the Rockin' Crocheter. Thanks for coming. I appreciate you. And I think you're new here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I have something that I will be doing a giveaway on the 29th, and it will be, since we're speaking of crocheting, and it will be this heavy duty hot pad. Now, what it is fabric which is crocheted with a size Q crochet hook, and it was the ugliest fabric ever, 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 ever. And I crocheted it into a little mat that will hold a cast iron skillet. Why? Because one of the things I'm doing on Saturday for the month of March, I am cooking and I'm cooking in cast iron. I have a hashtag skillet. Oh, let me do it in here. Skillet 2025. Hold on. Stop, Hershey. 2025. So there is Skillet 2025. And in order to win this giveaway, you have to cook something in a skillet, preferably a cast iron skillet, and put hashtag skillet 2025. But if you don't have an iron skillet, cook it in whatever skillet that you have. And what else? What else? Okay. Now, for me to mail this to you, you have to be over 18 and you have to live in the lower 48. Because, as I was getting ready to tell you, I got a message just before I went on live, and it said, "Oh, Restream tried to process the $19 for your monthly membership, but you didn't have enough money in there." Oh my gosh, I only had $12. So I have to transfer some money in whenever I get off here, but I don't link Cash App to my bank account. Oh, no, 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 no. Some things, the way the world is going on now, it just doesn't seem like good sense, like good common sense, to let people have blanket access across the board to all of your assets. So I will figure that out when I finish going live. Also, I was going to, as the headline show, let's sew a scrappy something. Okay. Well, what it is a table runner, and I have it ready, but I'm on light duty today. Oh, I can barely move my shoulder. Donzel Cooper, welcome in, and thank you, thank you, thank you. I went to the I had a bunch of errands yesterday. Had to go to the post office. I used almost all the money in my Cash App account. Mr. Hershey had to go to the groomer. I went to the local grocery store here, Stop and Shop. And you know what, guys? There was no meat where the beef and red meats usually are. There was no chicken or whole chicken in the case. I usually go early in the morning on Monday, myself and my aide, Olga. She said it's okay to say her name. And she goes, "Oh, there's a million Olgas." And she's right. But I want to show you something, you guys, because a lot of times when I have a doctor appointment, an eyeglass appointment. By the way, I can't wait until next Friday when I get new glasses. I hate all of my glasses. He tells me that every year. You hate your glasses. Maria Graham said she's doing well, thanks, or she's responding to somebody. But I didn't pull it up. Okay, where it? Oh, here it is. Here it is. So Olga walks Mr. Hershey for me, and she lives about a mile and a half away from me. Uh oh. Can you see this? Can you see this big black bear? This was in her backyard. Oh my goodness. This was in Olga's backyard. Her son jumped in his car. He's an adult and was on his way to work, and he saw something moving. And he turned around, and here comes this black bear rushing down from back by her garden. There were some black tires. I did a little short on it if you look it up. Why don't I like my glasses, Donzel Cooper? Because they're heavy on my nose. They're thin and they're pretty, but they're heavy on the bridge of my nose, and it's really uncomfortable. Mike's saying no about the bear. So the guy sees the bear, and they're both out in the open. And bears can run pretty fast. Darth X, welcome in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And so he jumped in his car, but she said his hands were shaking so much that he couldn't pull the phone out. By the time he got the phone out, the bear had gotten a slight distance away. But baby, this bear looks awful close to the car if you're sitting in it in the driver's seat looking out. But if you look beyond the bear, you can see the gravel of her driveway. OMG. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to let Hershey go over there anymore. She has a little dog, a little chihuahua, and they play together when I'm doing stuff. Yeah, so my shoulder hurts. Yesterday, after the grocery store, where did I go? Oh, I dropped Hershey off at the groomer, went to the post office, and then I had an appointment to get two vaccinations. My tetanus shot expired on December 2nd, 2024. But I had that little bug that's going around or something. I didn't feel 100%, so I didn't go get not a refill. You don't like bears, but cartoon bears, Donzel? That's funny. Or Yogi Bear or something, the cartoon character. So Yeah, and then I got the pneumonia vaccine and my tetanus shot yesterday in the same arm. Ouch. Ouch. I can't get shots in the left arm for health reasons, but I'm still here. I'm not complaining, God. I'm not complaining. I'm just talking to my family. Why? Because good friends become family, and family is everything. Boo, boo. Get me a picnic basket. Oh, that bear didn't look skinny either, did he? He looked like he had been eating some meals, but Olga told me that some of the neighbors had a big barbecue, some other things going on outside, and left food out, and the bear was getting in it. So he knows where to go to eat now, child. He knows where to go to eat. And she said there are coyotes. We see coyotes running up and down the street at my mother's house. Mother, Maria Grandma's saying hello. You guys, today is March 20th. Not only is it the first day of spring, but today is the heavenly birthday of my maternal grandfather. It's Mom Clara Pankey's dad's birthday, and Grandpap Charlie was born on March 20th, 1899. So he would be 126 years old. He actually died in 1980 and in Pennsylvania. And we all went over the mountains to go over there and bid him adieu. Frugal Mama, thanks for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. I seen you this morning exercising. I was doing mine in the background, kind of half tail because my shoulders weren't working so good. So I buy you sugar. Did I say hello, sweetie? Thank you for coming and welcome. And you just reminded me something because I didn't get my mail yet. It may come today, but due to boots on the ground, all I got is this short fan to practice with. Mother, I'll give you this short fan. You shouldn't be shaking your arms too hard anyway. I'm going to show you the boots on the ground dance, Mom, when I get there. Not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. So, yeah, and I will be cutting a fool up in here. Actually, that'll be part of my exercising. I was challenged to do it by Lorraine T. Bless her little heart. And she had the nerve to send me a version of Boots on the Ground. As you know, I am an elder. I'm over 75 years old, so I claim seniority. Dartha said celebrating the first day of spring with a heavy dose of rain. We had nasty weather, but it wasn't too bad this morning. Just funky. Just funky. So Lorraine T sent me a version of Boots in the Ground in slow mo. And she's talking about in slow motion. Slow motion. Oh, I'm not going to show it, Donzel. I'm just talking about it. I'm just talking about it. And she had the nerve to send Auntie Nana a slow mo version. I want to shake it fast when I do it. I want to be doing it just like everybody else. So, how about that? Hey, Sissy, Joanne Stevens. Sharita texted me just before I went live. I usually turn my phone off on Do Not Disturb just before I go live so that it won't ring and knock me off the air. And I've been looking for my blue sewing machine. You guys, my parents, Mom and Dad Pankey, bought Auntie Joanne and I a really nice Singer sewing machine, heavy duty, with all the cams and everything in 1966. It was my graduation, but he bought both of ours at the same time. And I let my great granddaughter use it, and she put it up on the third floor of Mommy's house somewhere. excuse me, and we couldn't find it. Couldn't find it. So today, Sharita texted me a picture of, she said, Nana, are you looking for this bluish sewing machine? I said, no. I said, is it in a white case? She said, no. I said, well, that one is Auntie Joanne's. So, Sissy, if I have your permission, I'll go get yours from Mommy's house and have it serviced so that I can use it and have an extra one. Why? Because it has all those extra stitches. All those extra stitches. So, GQUAT, for those of you who are new, stands for Garden, Quilt, and Art Show. As you see over there, I believe on your left, and the domain name is GQUAT Traditions. You see my logo up in the right hand stands. And what Garden, Quilt, and Art Show is, the channel is about celebrating the 8 generations that I have been alive. I knew my grandpap Charlie, as did Auntie Joanne. We knew all 4 of our grandparents. And yes, Sissy, it's yours. It's yours. And this this that you see on this chair are tons and tons of books and papers of our family history, charts that I hand drew of our family tree. And then I got confused at one point, but it's all on Ancestry. It's all on Ancestry. One of my cousins has like 2,800 names on the family tree, on the Pankey family tree. And then the Thomas family tree has, which is my mother's family tree, has like 156 pages. Pages. So this is where I started with the Pankeys doing a handwritten flowchart when they left France in 1685. And the name was John Panetier, Panetier, which John in American, in English, is John. In France, they say Jean, Jean. So that was 1685, and they were panetiers. They were bread makers, and they left they left France during the Huguenot persecution. So I guess they were always involved in the church. But you know what's interesting? There was a John Pankey up here, and then one of his sons was named John Pankey. Then the first John Pankey was 1685. Then the next one was born in 1713. The next one in 1741. And then, oh my goodness, I was trying to visually see it and got confused. But now, due to Ancestry and being able to download and share information that some of my other cousins have, so I'm writing a book at some point with all the Thomas and Pankey family history, and I hope to be able to combine all of them. I'm trying to make a 20,000 person family tree. With the Pankey family tree, they have DNA for many of them, especially the elders. But I'm not sure if I agree with that because many families adopted children, and the adopted children don't show up in the Ancestry DNA. I think your family is who you determine your family is. So Maria Graham says, Joanne, you have to share with your sister. She does, Maria Graham. I shares these. When I go to Arizona, the featherweight machine. Oh, and I just did a little video of it because Auntie Joanne is making an amazing Afro modern art quilt. on her machine. She has several machines, but she's got her featherweight on a table in the room that I go and trash out and use for a studio when I'm there. And there's a picture of Angel jumping on the chair, then jumping on the table, then having the nerve to stand up and look out the window. That would be Mr. Hershey's daughter doing all that. So, yes. So, if I have your permission, Sissy, I'll go get it and use it. Otherwise, it'll stay up there. I don't know when they'll find it again because we've been looking, looking, looking. My blue one is up there somewhere because I had just had it serviced when I let my great granddaughter use it, and she took it up there, so it's up there somewhere. You guys, there are several other sewing machines. Plus, when I was on my exercise desk cycle today, I looked at the oil ports for my heavy duty industrial machine that I inherited from my maternal grandmother. And it's an industrial machine that is from the 1930s, I believe. My grandmother was born in 1911, but she bought this machine before she passed, never had a chance to use it, and the machine shop wouldn't take it back. So my mother kept it in her house, and all these years, I moved here 7 years ago, and she gave it to me, but I haven't. I've gotten the new brochure for it, and I basically know how to work it. All Singer machines since the beginning of time basically thread the same way. But you know what's interesting? I see these Juki machines and other sewing machines that they say are high speed, and they go to maybe, like, I think I saw 1,500 stitches per minute, something like that. This machine does 2,200 stitches per minute that I have over there. So I don't need any more machines. I just like them. Like the people that sew like fabric, I just like them. So you guys, I just want to let you know ahead of time that I won't be sewing today because I can barely move my shoulder. I couldn't think of when I came home whether to put heat on it or ice. So I put nothing on it, and now it hurts. Today, speaking of gardening, I made a gallon of kombucha. I didn't want to lift it up because the jar is heavy. And it's interesting when you make kombucha, it's made with black tea. I use cane sugar, distilled water, or you can boil your water. And you put your SCOBY in. What is a SCOBY? It's a little membrane. It looks kind of like um, when a baby is born or something, but it's in a little round thing. And mine was old, so I finally got a new one. I had been using this one since 2022, but the tea is so very, very black. But as it ferments in 10 days, I will take the SCOBY out and put it in a SCOBY hotel and flavor it and spruce it up. I already have some ginger bud, which is made from ginger from my garden. And what is this on? Oh, an elastic band from that big piece of paper. So I will be showing it to you. And Saturday, I'm going to cook an apple cake live in my skillet. And while I'm over there, it's on the counter. I will show it to you. So you keep it kind of in a dark spot. I just cover it with a towel and put it in the corner of the kitchen and leave it for 10 days. And I'm going to flavor mine this time with pomegranate juice. For those of you who have been following me for a while, about a month ago, I fell twice, very, very hard. One time in the store, reaching up on the top shelf to get this pure pomegranate juice, and actually two of them. My cart was up the aisle somewhere, and I turned and didn't see a case of some kind of juice on the floor, and I tripped over it. Hey, sis, Miss Shirley, OG Gardner. Thanks for coming and welcome, Barb Brownlee. I've been seeing you in some of those chats, Barb Brownlee, and you've been winning some things, girlfriend. Winning some things. She's listening and working. Okay, so if you would like to connect with others in the chat, put an exclamation mark GQUAT. Let me take this one down. Okay, where did I put my phone? Over here. Exclamation mark. And by the way, you guys, Miss Shirley goes live at 7 p.m. Eastern today. Exclamation mark GQUAT. So, okay, so it's coming up. If you'd like to share your link and let us find your channel, there it is. I saw somebody who was new in here. I think I'm connected with you, the crocheter. I'm trying to go up and find it. I can only go up so far. Oh, Matt, the Rockin' Crocheter. Matt, the Rockin' Crocheter. So thank you. Miss Shirley OG is saying hello to everybody. And she's dropping her chat. Ow, Hershey. Okay, come on. So Miss Shirley OG is overcoming a knee replacement. And so she's going through her physical therapy and all that stuff. It's been a year since I had my left knee replaced. I've got all kind of titanium body parts. I'm scared to go outside when it's lightning, you guys. I have a titanium left knee, titanium right knee, titanium hip, and other transplants and body parts. What the heck? Okay, Hershey, enough of you. Enough of you. So I wanted to tell you guys something. How many of you, I guess you see in back of me, even though you can't see all of them. I have lots of books, and they're real books. I got rid of most of my books because most things are online. You can Google just about everything. But I want to give you guys a word of warning. Things that you want to know about, you can't control what you're seeing on anywhere in social media land, whether it's on a TikTok, a Facebook, whatever. These people that own these sites control everything that you see. Sometimes you look at the news and you look at foreign channels and you see all this stuff that's going on in the United States that we have no idea about. Mike, the $6 billion woman, I think I probably do have about $6 million worth of body parts. I think insurance companies go up to about 5 million in insurances. I do know that I am uninsurable because of all the stuff, all the stuff, all the stuff. So, what did I want to tell you next? Oh, I'm telling you about the books. So, I don't know. And I'm going to talk about something maybe controversial. I don't want to hear it, but I want to talk about Jackie Robinson. Why? Because if you've been watching the news, you'll find out that Jackie Robinson's page has been taken down at the Department of Defense because of something about diversity, inclusion, and whatever. But I just want to say this. Jackie Robinson is not only a veteran and a sports someone, the first black man who integrated the sport of Major League Baseball, the national part-time. But this man was a cavalry officer. He was a tank officer in the military. And I happen to have his book. I am a speaker. Why? Because Black history is American history. Why do I have these books? Most of the books in this bookcase are books containing to running a business legally, all the due diligence. My background is in business and in law. And I found out growing up in Connecticut, yes, Sissy, I know they put it back up, but they had no business taking it down. The Native American code speakers that helped during the wars by speaking a language that nobody else understood, Iwo Jima. I'm not going to get into politics because that's not what this is about. This is about right and wrong and your freedom of speech and freedom of learning. So, this is just one of the books I personally have in my library. I have a lot of books about African Americans because growing up in Connecticut, I only knew about maybe five of them. George Washington Carver, just a few. And so I want to be able to look at things on my own, have them available for my grandchildren and great grandchildren, because you may not be able to go, okay, yes, let's say they took it down, they put it back up. Suppose I wanted to look something up yesterday. They don't get the right to tell me what I get to see and when I get to see it. I'm grown. I do what I want when I want to do it. So, yeah, this is just one of the books that I had, and I put a thing, a marker in this page. This is interesting. This is Jackie Robinson in his military outfit, and he was a lieutenant actually, and that's not small stuff. A lieutenant in the army, and I don't know what my phone is doing something crazy over here. And one of his friends, when he was stationed in Kansas, was none other than heavyweight boxer Joe Louis. So I thought that was interesting for those of you who like sports, and I do. So I say that to say, you guys collect your own books, keep your own information. As far as that's concerned, your contacts in your telephone, download them, print them out. If something happens, you have no Wi Fi, the electric grid goes down, whatever, you have access to your own information. How many of you ha- can memorize the phone numbers? How many of you can say by heart the phone numbers of 10 different people? Put a one in the chat. If you know the telephone number, be it a cell phone, landline, whatever, of 10 people, it's like you don't memorize everybody's number. Oh, I just remembered our telephone number, Auntie Joanne and I, growing up in Stamford, Connecticut, 70 years ago, 203-323-9628. And at that time, we had the black rotary telephones that you could decapitate somebody if you threw one at them. And it had the rotary dial. And not only did it have a rotary dial, but you picked it up, it was a party line. And people would be talking back and forth, back and forth. And of course, us kids pick it up and listen. And they would be saying, Penny, get off the phone. Get off the phone. Us brats would be on the phone. So, see, I'm going to call you later and ask you what 10 phone numbers you know by heart. I put mommy's in and our brother Bill's, and sometimes I'll get them mixed up. Maria Graham said, no one. No one. I know. Sometimes you are talking to someone on the telephone and they'll ask you to confirm your cell phone number and is it blah, 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 blah. And then you're sitting up there like one, two, whatever, whatever. Only know your parents' number and your brother's phone number, Doncel Cooper. That's probably just about right. I know my mother's, I know my sister Joanne Stevens here in the chat. I know my son and my daughter. I can't tell you my grandchildren and great grandchildren. I look at it, say for entertainment purposes. Don't call these numbers. Oh, I'm not giving my phone numbers out. Number one, you have all your numbers written down. Maria Graham is good for that. She's good at writing things down. So, I would like to talk to you about quilts. Why? Because, where's my tissue? Because this little quilt that I have, not the one in back of me, that one is recently changed. This one of the world map, but over here in the corner is the one. It's been up there about a month or two. That's my one space that I have for changing quilts out. And it can hold a quilt that's 30 inches wide by maybe that one's 30 by 30. So it can go like 30 by about 35, but not much more than that. Not much more than that. And so I have something to show you guys, and I want to tell you about show quilts. This is a small quilt. It's actually a show quilt. Miss Shirley said she still has her old fashioned phone book with all her numbers, child. Don't play with Miss Shirley. I saw you planting stuff, sis. I saw you planting. I'm going to do an update. I have a lot of stuff planted. I have a lot of herbs planted. I'm regrowing some things. My scallions, I just continue to cut, recut, overcut. My comfrey, Russian Bocking 14 comfrey, which had to be grown by roots. Excuse me, you guys. So, rosemary, I've dropped a lot of seeds. Oh, my ginger is up. I have 3 sprouts coming up. That's indoors. Outdoors, I've planted my potatoes. I have garlic out there from last year coming out. And I will have something to eat no matter what. And I know where it came from. I'm going to see what happens. I bought some parsley yesterday when I was in the grocery store, and it was such a big bunch. I know if I put it in the refrigerator that it's going to wilt. So I put it in pint-sized canning jar with a lot of water. I'm going to see if it wilts. I'm not putting it in there if it, I don't mean if it wilts. Yeah, if it wilts or roots, because Olga and I will be using it to cut from. I did something strange. I put some in a sandwich today because I just wanted the fresh greens and that little smell. It makes your breath, parsley makes your breath smell so good. All right. I'm going to, whoops, almost drop my, ouch. Oh, gosh. Sorry about all the ouching and ooching and making monkey faces. Sis hit my inhaler. I left it over there. But I did use it before I came out here. I'm pretty good. Pretty good. And if it ain't one thing, it's another. This old engine might need a few little twists and turns, but pretty good. So I want to talk to you about quilts. There are 2 basic types of quilts, and they are utility quilts. Number 1, those are the ones we put on our bed, we put on our lap, we put the baby on, go picnicking, change work on the car, put it on the ground, and get on top of it. You've seen those old quilts that grandma made. All that love and time that we now know it took to cut up those old clothes. What I'm doing is putting on a white glove. Why am I going to do the white glove test and see how clean my house is? Oh, HELL rails to the no. You might do that at Auntie Joanne's house. You ain't going to do that here. See, not that part. So these are white gloves. When you have your quilt in a quilt show, they either give the some of the smaller quilt shows, they give you a pair of white gloves at the door, or if it's a big one of the big quilt shows, they have somebody stationed there, usually guild volunteers. I used to volunteer and work at the different quilt shows for my guilds, and you have these white gloves on. Why? Because you don't touch the quilts with your bare hands. You have oils in your fingers and dust and whatever you're eating at the state fair, whatever. And you don't touch people's quilts. I personally don't put my show quilts in quilts that don't have any security or have anybody at the show keeping an eye on the quilts. These things walk away. And yes, and so this is one of my quilts. I didn't put the gloves on for my own quilt here, just to show you guys what happens. And this is one of my quilts. When I did show it, the one time I did show it, they wanted us to not put our name on it because they didn't want the people voting on them to be influenced. So I put a label on it. You can't see it, it's upside down here. And the name of this quilt is Las Flores de Moda. Moda is a fabric manufacturer that sells really nice quality fabrics. And I had some fat quarters. No, I didn't. I had some yardage and some charm squares of this fabric, and I'll show it to you in a minute. And this is the back of the quilt. Get lipstick on it, right? Hola, Yankee Sister Olmsted. Hola, 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 listening in the bushes. Are you outside my door with the kids? So I put a flowered backing on it, and some of you have seen this before. Uh, up here, I'll take this down for a minute. Uh, oh, can't touch it with the gloves on. So I'll take you off. This was just a demonstration. Somebody gave me this pair of white gloves for something, one of my neighbors upstairs. But I wanted to show it to you guys because these are the kind that we use for the quilt shows. So I have put some of my quilts in quilt shows, and the bag that I sent, and then in one of my original really nice bags ended up getting stolen. And so I made a deal with the person at the museum. They reimbursed me $75 for the fabrics. I had some specialty fabrics in this bag, some African and batik fabrics. And for my labor, this was a bag that I would have sold for $150. So she gave me my money to buy fabrics, and I made another bag. So here's what the front of this quilt looks like. I want to show you about something that judges do when they look at quilts. Okay, so I'm going to slide it around because each one of these little flowers is a different 5-inch block. So I'm going to put it over here so I can show it to you. So each one of these, this is called a little twister. So what I did was sew a bunch of 5-inch blocks together, side by side by side by side. I left a black place in the middle. I put some around the borders, and each one of these is different, a different cutout one by one. After I sewed these 5-inch blocks together, I put a special kind of a ruler, a 3.5-inch little twister rulers. They come in different sizes. They come in different sizes. Thank you, sis. And then I long arm quilted it. I forgot the name of this pattern, but I want to show you. Like, can you see? It looks like butterflies. Like right here, but they're not. They're not butterflies. I'll try to hold it still. I'll try to hold it still, or maybe you could see it better on the back. There are angel wings. I will try to hold it up. Hold it up. Hold it up. And I put the binding on from the front. I put it on from the front. I use a 2.5-inch binding. You guys can use 2 1/4, 2 inches, whatever you like. And then I pulled it to the back and I hand sew my bindings down, most of them, and it's almost invisible, but there are little 1/4-inch stitches going across. And it's the same unbleached, not unbleached, off-white fabric thread, because that's what most quilters do. Yes, even on black fabrics, I hear people saying, "Oh, well, what color did you use for this? Oh, what color did you use for that?" Hunty, those real good hand applicators with the needle turn stitches, they use off-white for every color, and you don't see one white off-white stitch showing ever, ever. Auntie Joanne and I had a friend, Miss Mary. Oh my gosh, that lady was the queen of applique. She made the most beautiful pieces. Now, I'm going to put this down because the place of honor where she will be going, oops, where she will be going is right up there. Those tomahawks will be coming down, and I'm going to put her up there. The flowers for about a month. Jima Mama grows hard in the garden. So I want to do something today, since I'm not going to go over and so I can barely get my arm up. I want to. How many of you have? How many of you put a one in the class own a quilt? A quilt that's been made by somebody, not made in China or made by Walmart or one of the other big companies. How many of you have a quilt that you've inherited? I know Barb Brownlee has a few. I know Jean Mama Groves has some. I know Joanne Stevens has some. I know Miss Shirley has some. Let me see if I can drop the link in the chat. Okay. Invite up to. Let me see if I could do this, you guys. Command C. Command V. Okay. Now, I put the link in the chat up. If you have you can click on the link. If you have a quilt that you would like to tell us about, let's do a chat. I mean, not a chat. Let's do a show and tell. How about a little show and tell? Oh, G Mama Grows says one made by Auntie Ellen. Actually, I can't take credit for that one, G Mama Grows. The quilt that G Mama Grows has is one that was found in deplorable condition in a thrift shop in Alabama. And one of my friends, Barb Brownlee, says she has quilts that she has made and inherited. The This quilt that G Mama Grows has, and it was made of homespun. Back during the Civil War, when there was a blockade on the East Coast, the southern states didn't have access to fabrics from Europe as they had in the past, like silk and all the fancy stuff. So they grew cotton and did the weaving and made their own fabrics. So this was a very, very homemade quilt with homespun and unbleached muslin. And I felt so bad when my friend gave me this quilt top. I spent the entire summer one summer in North Carolina, and I hand stitched the pieces back together, and I used some of my dad's old flannel shirts to fill in the parts that the parts that were missing and holy. And then I something happened between myself and the person that originally found the quilt. So I said, I don't feel right keeping it. Oh, I didn't see the part where Barb Brownlee said, and quilts from the military. I have made over the years several quilts for Quilts of Valor. Those of you who are military veterans, every state, so it is inherited, G Mama Grows. It has a history of its own. And on the back of the quilt, in the label, every quilt should have a birth certificate. In the back of G Mama Grows quilt, I put the name of the lady who found this quilt top in Alabama. And I paid one of my friends to hand quilt this quilt, and I put her name and I put my name as the final restorer that did the rest of it. And I hand sewed the binding around that entire quilt in the back. It is a battle of love. Going back to those of you who are veterans, every state has a Quilts of Valor, and you can Google it, you write to the Quilts of Valor in your state, and every person who has been honorably discharged is entitled to a Quilt of Valor. I don't make whole quilt tops like that anymore, but you can contribute. You can contribute to Quilts of Valor for veterans. You can contribute fabric. You can contribute good fabric. It has to be 100% cotton, but they have a list of rules. They have a list of rules, what size to make it, how the label goes. And if you've ever seen a Quilt of Valor ceremony, there is not a dry eye in the house. They go up to the veterans and they take this quilt. It's usually, I think, about like 50 inches by about 72, which will cover a 6-foot man. And they put it around each veteran's, oh boy, sorry. They put it around each veteran's shoulders and give them a hug. We did a quilt for a man who was in a nursing home in North Carolina, and we went over to him, my quilt guild. It was a Lake Gaston Peacemakers Guild. Andale Homestead's family has homes on this lake. It's in Warren County, North Carolina. And we went to a nursing home in Raleigh, and we presented this man. It wasn't a Quilt of Valor, it was just a veteran's quilt. And he had been in the Second World War. At that time, 10 years ago, he was way up in his 90s. So I went up to him and I said, "Sir, is there anything I can do for you?" And he looked at me and he asked me if he could have a hug. And I said, "When is the last time you had a hug?" "Oh, it wasn't too long ago. It was about 2 years ago." That just broke me down. it just broke my heart. No veteran should be lonely. No veteran should be homeless. No veteran should be hungry. But anyway, I'm not going to go and talk about that. We do what we can do, and that's all we can do. We do what we do to help, and we all help on our own levels, on our own ways. You know, those of you who crochet and knit, I make little knitted caps for the NICU, for the local preemie nursery here in New Haven. My mom and my granddaughter and I have knitted caps for other countries that are at war or devastation, earthquakes, tornadoes, when there are no electricity, and the babies, the neonatal units, don't have any electricity to keep the babies warm. You have to either put them against your skin or put a little hat on them. Do that. Maria Graham does that in Busy Bees with Quilts. Do what, Maria Graham? Oh, and then my guild also, we had about 5 different charities that we gave to every year. One year before I moved to Connecticut, I personally made 121 quilt tops. Now, I drop the ball when it comes to finishing and get the stitches through all 3 levels, but I was vice president of a long arm group, and we would have little auctions and raffles to raise money for the batting and the backing, and then somebody else would long arm them. I'm about to get some type of little cutie breed frame or something so I can go a little faster finishing my quilts and dun, 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 repeat. Those 4 hampers up there, those black things underneath that big silver bowl, are filled to the top of finished quilt tops, plus some more that are around here that I need to finish. I I think I told you guys I plan on living another 25 years, but I got to hurry up. That's a lot of quilt tops. Plus, I'm doing things as we go along. I've got a quilt that's almost finished. It's over there. I have to put some decorations on it, finish embellishing it for a modern quilt exhibit. And I have I just received an invitation for a senior organization here in Connecticut where they have a yearly art exhibit, except during the shutdown and the what vid. And I'm going to take maybe 3 or 4 of my paintings or drawings or photographs and show them. Hey, 755 Media, just talking about painting. So I'm going to exhibit some of my paintings with a group, and we can also put on the back of them, if they are for sale, how much we sell them. Mike's is 25, 50 something. So we're getting to the wind down. I think Mike said April 4th for the WIG grow off. And it's time to get your final photos in of what you have grown. I am proud to say that I will not that no, I am proud to say, I'm going to put this in a positive turn. Gina, welcome, welcome, welcome. I will say that I have graciously allowed one of y'all to win this year. Of course, the first year of the WIG Grow Off, 2022, this elderly senior citizen won first year. I am a queen emeritus. You Grow Rogue won last year, growing indoors hydroponically or by seed, however you want to, but it's just growing indoors by seed. Those were the rules. Those were the rules. So I bought myself a little crown and crowned myself, and I torment anybody who will listen and walk around. So Mike says the ending date is April 4th for the WIG 2024 Grow off. Psalm 146. Oh, Gina says, Auntie, you are so generous. You know, there is a Bible saying, to whom much is given, much is required. So I'm not on YouTube so that I can like buy the next house. This is it. You guys, I downsized and moved in this apartment. I plan to spend my next 25 years here. I am not going to a nursing home. This is my nursing home right here. All they got to do, if Olga quits, or I need help with bathing, nursing, something like that, I'll get a nurse to come in and do that. I'll get some help right here. I already have a wheelchair if I need it. I don't have a walker with a seat. I gave that one away, but I might need another one. I have a cane. This is a senior certified handicap apartment. I have everything I need. I have handicap transportation available. Everything. So I am good. Happy birthday to ya. Singing to my grandfather in heaven. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Grandpa Charlie. So, you guys, do any of you have any questions? Nobody wanted to come up? Or I did hear a ping before. I don't see anybody in the green room who wanted to come up and show their quilts. Well, every Thursday we will have Forever a Queen, Auntie. Oh, Mike, you're so good. You're so generous. So let's see who's getting mail this week. Miss Shirley OG, your mail is in the mail. Oh, PIA, your mail is in the mail. Who else? My brother Joe, I sent him some seeds. He moved to H Town, and there's no reason he remarried. And he and his wife, I am insisting that they start a garden. And Joe's a really good gardener. Daddy used to make the boys work like slaves out in the garden. The girls mostly worked. Mommy had flowers in her flower gardens and in the house. And that you were in the basement but got kicked out. You got kicked out of here? Oh, gee, Mama girl, in my basement? I don't know how. I don't know what happened. Oh, my goodness. I thought I heard a little poop. Did I time out? Hold on, G Mama Grows. So let me try it again. G Mama Grows. I don't know. Home Alone. Okay. Okay. So I don't know where to look. I thought it should be in the private chat. Well, Eco neighbor. Oh, that's who else I sent some mail to. Eco, you're going to get some mail from your auntie girl this week. It's just a little something, something just for you. And I don't think anybody else would love it or appreciate it or take care of it except you. So you got it. It's one of those homesteading things that you got to have on the farm. G Mama Girl said, "Oh, your internet is being tricky. It might be me because I didn't pay my bill, my restream bill. I got to figure it out when I get off this live stream. I didn't, I didn't have money in the Cash App account, so enough to so they could snatch it out. I usually keep enough in there, but I forgot when Olga went to the post office yesterday. I would have paid a different way, but I didn't know they take it out this early. I thought they take it out at the end of the month. Say that's the thing. These people take money out of your account whenever they feel like it, or take it out of the wrong account. Ticks me off. I didn't say a bad word, Mother. I just said ticks me off. Okay, so I just want to thank each and those of you. I want to show you guys, those of you who are new, me as a quilter, I'm going to see if I can show you this quick little short. So I don't know if you can hear me in the background, but this is the studio on the second floor of my house. It was 1,500 square feet. This is where I used to keep most of my 35 sewing machines back then. So, thanks for watching, you guys. So, the house in North Carolina was actually 3,000 square feet, and there were other buildings on the property. It was on 4 acres. I can't take care of all that stuff now. And when the house was built from the ground up in 2009, the first floor had living space, we'll say, and then the entire second floor, the 1,500 square feet, was made into a big, gigantic studio for me, myself, and I. And the blue machine, sewing machine that you saw on the table there, that's the one that's just like the one that Auntie Joanne has, that's on the third floor of my mother's house. But all I saw was the machine. I didn't see the case or the book or anything. But I still have my book because I didn't give that one up when I lent it to my great granddaughter. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed it, the little quilt. I'll try to take some more of my little quilts out, that because they have to be refolded every now and then. And do any of you have any questions? Mother Egawamote. And Tone says, now it's time to hold on for the outro if I can find it. Now it's time to say goodbye to all our lovely friends. Oh, that was the one I was trying to do. I don't want that. Uh oh.